$840,000 for a car that's a pop count of 318. Wow. The sale is legit, so there isn't any shield or pumping here. But the sale comes at a very critical time in the hobby, and I'll be discussing more about that today. What's up YouTube, Car Boss here. We talk about everything cards, money, investing. Alright, let's go. So in January this year, a pair of Michael Jordan's 1986 Fleer PSA10 sold for $738K during the Dallas Car Show weekend, which caused a massive reaction to the sports car market. And just 6 months later, on July 18, another Jordan PSA10 set the all-time record again for $840,000, smashing the earlier highs by about $100,000 or close to 14%. The card itself is assumed to be of exceptional quality, having rated top 5% on IOP by PWCC. Now, I'm not familiar on the criteria or how many eyes actually vet through the card, but man, the IOP grade essentially rewarded the seller a 14% premium on the all-time high and 2.5x of the last comp before buyer's premium. I'm confused, seriously. It wasn't too long ago that we had a fiasco on the NBA authentication, putting a premium on already graded cards. But we'll talk about that in a separate video. So back in January, the Jordan sale caused the sports car market to go ballistic, and investors started to go on goat safaris. The Jordans, the Kobes, the LeBrons. Prices escalated very quickly, and it seriously felt like an arms race, which even if you an advocate against fear of missing out or FOMO, the market ran away so quickly that you had no choice but to also jump on the bandwagon, and we all know how the story played out after that. But this time around, despite the record-setting price of the iconic card, the overall hobby is still on a holding pattern. And I got a couple of theories to suggest why we aren't seeing a repeat of January. First, and perhaps the biggest reason, is the Nationals is just a few days away. And why is this important? Well, the Nationals is the biggest event of the year for the sports card hobby. And millions of dollars are transacted in that few days on site. So it's very likely, though not guaranteed, that new market indicators will emerge from the aftermath of that show instead. But what would it be will be anyone's guess. But what we do know that buyers are now loading on cash and sellers are loading on inventory. And this has been a plan for the past few weeks or even months leading up to the event. Certainly, heads were turned and eyes were widened from the sale. But we now know that this example didn't become the catalyst to set new bars across all the other 300 plus PSA10s in the market. But of course, people during the show will remember this 840K number as a reference point, and of someone, which I'll mention next, will be pretty unhappy about it. When the PSA10 hit the $700,000 mark in January, the ripple effect flowed downstream to the other PSA9s and lower, setting all-time highs for those grades as well. We're not seeing any of that this time around, and it's likely that those who are attending or paying very close attention to the Nationals are playing the waiting game and keeping their cash very close in their wallets. Investors have gotten smarter that one or two card transactions shouldn't be moving needles. People are also smarter at reading trends and data, and therefore will want to see how the Nationals unfold, especially through the actions of one man, Gary Vee. Gary Vee previously made a public announcement that one of the cards he'll be chasing would be the Michael Jordan Fleer PSA10s at the show. At the time of that recording, the Jordans were priced around between $200,000 to $300,000 range. Obviously, this 840K sale threw a spanner in his plans, but at the same time, it's easy to justify that the record sale was for a pedigree grade, whereas a bunch of other PSA10s may not be of the same quality. In his latest interview on Slapstocks, he talked about missing the boat already, with the new record being set and all. But it would be interesting to see if Gary were to quietly stick to the same plan, perhaps at a higher ceiling than he originally intended to have going to the Nationals. Regardless, the 840K sale, in my opinion, is just a blip in the charts, and what Gary potentially might do at Nationals with regards to the Jordan 10s would probably set a new bar, and not just for the Jordans, but across the hobby as well. So us on YouTube will likely be relying on reports from the floor, be it from content creators or dealers, to put this information out of the market. Now, I'm not saying needles will move, but in most cases, I don't actually follow the actions of one man. In that same Slapstocks interview, he did quietly mention that he already has picked up about 10 to 11 Jordans and is gunning for another 10 more. So in this instance, I'll probably be paying close attention to him for a change, and whatever else that's going on, action on the floor, which potentially can spring the hobby back into action. We'll know soon enough in 1 week. So if you guys like this video and found it very useful, do like and subscribe for more content in the future. I will be putting up similar videos, so do watch out for that. Thanks and have a great day.